Spooky season is officially here, and there's nothing spookier than being haunted by the September games you didn't finish yet. Here are 10 of the biggest games releasing in October 2022. After 2014's Advanced Warfare, I completely fell off of the Call of Duty games. That is, until 2019's reboot of Modern Warfare, the game that got me into the series in the first place, sucked me right back in. Since then, I've been waiting with bated breath for the sequel, and it's finally here. Modern Warfare 2 follows 3 years after the events of Modern Warfare 2019, with Captain Price and Task Force 141 now fully formed and operating around the world. Price is joined by the iconic characters of Simon Ghost Riley, Kyle Gaz Garrick, and John Soap MacTavish. But this newly assembled Task Force 141 also includes a new character known as Alejandro Vargas. When it comes to the game's multiplayer, you can expect typical Call of Duty modes like Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Search and Destroy. The popular large-scale Ground War mode from 2019's release is also returning this year, as part of a series of modes on larger maps called Battle Maps. Plus, there will be 2 new round-based objective modes called Prisoner Rescue and Knockout. Modern Warfare 2's third confirmed mode is Spec Ops. During September's Call of Duty Next event, Spec Ops was described as an in-depth 2-player cooperative experience in which players will venture to large-scale hot zones with their teammate to take part in branching operations against Redacted. Modern Warfare 2 is dropping on all consoles except Switch, as well as PC, where it will return to Steam for the first time in years on October 28th. Warzone 2.0 and the DMZ mode will drop on November 16th. But for those of you that aren't into military sims and get more excited over colorful hero shooters, then Overwatch 2 may be more your speed. If the 2 in the title didn't already give it away, Overwatch 2 is the sequel to 2016's Overwatch and will include some new takes on the combat we saw in the original game. That includes a brand new mode called Push, in which 2 teams fight to escort a robot into enemy territory, as well as the game's switch to 5v5 matches instead of the original game's 6v6 model. Team composition is also being adjusted so that teams only contain 1 tank character, so plan accordingly when assembling your friends to play. Along with those changes, there will be new content in the form of maps and characters. The maps include places like Toronto, Rio de Janeiro, and Monte Carlo, while the characters include the new faces of Sojourn and Junker Queen. Just like the original Overwatch roster, these characters are sure to have some fun cosmetics. However, this time around you won't be opening loot boxes to get them. Instead, there will be an in-game store, additional PvE content available to purchase, and battle passes that offer in-game cosmetics and other fun perks. Overwatch 2's PvP mode will launch in early access for free on every console and PC October 4th. The game's PvE mode will be releasing sometime in 2023. While his predecessor saw Mario and company in familiar territory as the Rabbids were transported to the Mushroom Kingdom, that won't be the case in Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. The adventure will take our heroes across multiple planets as they work together to stop an evil influence. Sparks of Hope combines free-roaming exploration with turn-based combat. While wandering each planet, you're free to move as you wish in order to solve puzzles and uncover secrets and collectibles. Once you make contact with an enemy, however, the game switches to a turn-based strategy system. In a gameplay sneak peek trailer, we saw Bob-ombs with glowing red eyes and what appear to be possessed rabbits. Other characters seem to have a less direct link to the Mario universe, so we could see more original creations this time around. One new feature coming to Sparks of Hope are the titular Sparks. They resemble the stars from Super Mario Galaxy, but their faces have been completely replaced by rabbits, because of course they have. By collecting these, you can use their own special abilities to enhance your combat skills, and there are dozens of different Sparks to rescue. Sparks of Hope is coming exclusively to Switch on October 20th. Finally, a gross looking game to fit October's spooky vibes. Ebb Software's Scorn. In GameSpot's latest preview of the game, Jordan Ramey wrote, quote, "In Scorn, you play as an unnamed person who has become isolated in an unnerving place where vicious-looking living tissue and twisted mechanical contraptions have been combined in an uncanny relationship that seems symbiotic in nature. There are some moments of first-person shooting and elements of horror in Scorn, but the game is more focused on puzzle solving and exploration, not action or scares. This game seems to push its player towards exploration and organic discovery rather than explain where to go and what to do. So if that's your favorite type of experience, you can uncover the mystery when Scorn launches on Xbox Series X and S and PC on October 21st. The game will also launch day one on Xbox Game Pass. Bruce Wayne is dead. However, not all hope is lost. In Gotham Knights, you take control of the Bat family as they go head to head with the seediest of the city's underbelly. In practice, this means players choose from one of 4 characters: Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, or Robin. You can play either alone or with one friend in 2-player co-op because despite 4 character options, the story is without a 4-player mode. With a similar free-flow combat to the Arkham games, Gotham Knights looks a lot like those beloved games, but will seek to give each hero their own flourishes. You can make Bruce Wayne proud on October 21st when Gotham Knights releases on PS5, Series X and S, and PC. In Bayonetta 3, the Umbra Witch teams up with familiar faces as well as a new one named Viola in order to put an end to the terror of the mysterious evil known as the Homunculi. These new baddies are considered man-made bioweapons, and according to Viola, hope for defeating them lies with the scientist named Sigurd. When it comes to the gameplay, fans of the Bayonetta series should be very familiar with moves like Witch Time and Torture Attack, but Part 3 will introduce some new moves, one of which is called Demon Masquerade, a move that allows Bayonetta to unleash even more magic power by fusing with an infernal demon. The other is called Demon Slave, and this lets Bayonetta control demons from a distance for some welcomed help in battle. This feature is different yet similar to the summoning of Bayonetta 1 and 2. A major addition to the Bayonetta series is what Platinum Games has named Naive Angel Mode, and according to the company, it is a revolutionary feature that will allow more people to fully enjoy it. While the mode is off, Bayonetta will be fully nude, with some sensitive areas covered up by her magic hair, whereas when the mode is on, she'll simply be wearing her full outfit. Bayonetta 3 is releasing exclusively for Switch on October 28th. A Plague Tale Requiem is an action-adventure stealth game that takes place shortly after the events of the first game, A Plague Tale Innocence. Like the original, you play as Amicia, a young girl tasked with escorting her younger brother Hugo through a plague-stricken world infested with rats and accompanied by hostile soldiers. Along with Amicia's trusty sling, Requiem introduces a crossbow. However, like in Innocence, most encounters will still call for a stealthier approach. You can throw objects to attract enemies' attention, squeeze under tight spaces to hide from view, and track your enemies' movements with a vision mode called Rat Sense. New to A Plague Tale Requiem is the ability to directly control a horde of rats and turn any enemy who dare to venture away from an open flame into a snack. Become King of the Rats when Requiem releases on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC on October 18th. Dragon Ball: The Breakers pits 7 non-powered human characters, aka survivors, against one player-controlled iconic villain from across the Dragon Ball universe. The 7 humans must survive until the end of the match using items and perks against the villain, who wins by eliminating all other players. The first 3 playable villains include Cell, Boo, and Frieza. Whether you're playing as one of them or as a survivor, you get to choose a progression path, unlock perks, and customize your character using skins. The Breakers features a large map with several areas of interest that can be destroyed by the raiders as they hunt you down. Luckily, the survivors have weapons, vehicles, and grappling hooks to increase their chance of escaping. See how long you can survive when Dragon Ball: The Breakers releases on every console and PC on October 14th. EA's professional ice hockey simulation series returns to the ice this October with NHL 23, and it promises some changes and improvements over last year's game. One of the biggest updates for NHL 23 are last chance moves. When players stumble on the ice, they can perform desperation moves like shooting and passing from their knees. According to EA, more than 500 last chance moves have been added to NHL 23. Additionally, AI goalies are better and smarter, and they also have an increased library of desperation save animations. In total, there are around 350 new save animations, including more active and acrobatic animations than past games. And in a first for the NHL series, cross-play matchmaking is coming to NHL 23. The feature won't be there in time for launch, but is expected to arrive in a November update. Lace up your skates and get back on the ice on October 14th when NHL 23 drops on PC and every console except Switch. I guess you can say I've left the spookiest for last because the final game on our list is the winter expansion for Resident Evil Village. This DLC features an all-new story called Shadows of Rose that takes place after the main Village campaign. You take control of Rose Winters as she seeks to rid herself of powers. Unlike the main game, Shadow of Rose is exclusively in the third-person perspective, putting it more in line with the remakes of Resident Evil 2 and 3. This DLC is coming to PC, Stadia, and every console except Switch on October 28th. Switch owners will have the pleasure of playing a cloud version of the main Village campaign on that same day. And if that wasn't enough Resident Evil releases for the 28th, Reverse is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on that same day. So which of these games are you most interested in? And are there any that you can't wait to play that didn't make the list? Let us know in the comments. You can follow me on Twitter @DevonteChisholm and make sure you're subscribed to Gamespot for more.